It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. I'm at my last Lidl Craft Beer Festival beer for August, September 2023. They dropped a load of they dropped a really good 71 Brewing Company IPA. They dropped some really good Estrella Damm. One was a Keller beer and one was a Mazen. Really, really good beers. Totally suggest them for you. They're kind of like 6 cans and they come in at £7.99 for 6 cans of the Mazen and the Keller beer. They're really good. And there was another beer as well. There was a couple of other beers, but this is the last one. It's by 71 Brewing Company again. And this is a can of their Mystic Origins. It's a 5% ABV IPA, Kveik IPA, in a 440 milliliter can. It cost me £1.79 to buy. So I'm really thirsty. Been doing some work in the garden. Without further ado, let's get some beer out. This beer out into a glass and see what we get. It's currently 8:05 in the evening, and it's very rare I do a beer review this time of night. But I've been really busy today. I'm literally kind of like, my hair's probably still wet from the shower type of thing. Had my tea, and I sat there thinking, do you know, I fancy a beer. 8:05 in the evening, I fancy a beer. But I didn't want to just get any old beer out the fridge and drink it. I thought to myself, no, I want to do a beer review. I want to do a nighttime beer review like it was 2010 all over again. We got a 4-finger white head, nice kind of fluffy white head. Good levels of carbonation rolling up the side of the glass. It's hazy. Hazy kind of straw coloured looking beer. Nice head on the beer, really good head. There's no real etching on the bottom of the glass for the beer to have caused that carbonation. So Kveik IPA, we'll talk about Kveik yeast in a moment. This fly loves it, a little fruit fly. We'll talk about Kveik yeast in a moment, but I just want to get into this. I'm really, really thirsty. Salivating. Let's get the aroma. Tell me, comment in the comments box. Generally, kind of course, I do my beer reviews during the day these days. How is an evening beer review? Is it different from the other beer reviews? Can you see me kind of like almost kind of yearning for the beer with excitement, and I'm desperate to get into it? Is it making for a better video? Let me know in the comments box. But super fruity, super lovely. Tin pineapple, I'm going to say with this. Tin pineapple with a little bit of grapefruit and a little bit of orange peel. A little bit spicy and peppery on the back end. Yeah, it smells really good. Let's top up and get in. Try not to down the whole glass now. Oh, so good. Oh, you know, one of those days, you know, sun beating down on me all day, swinging a pick, swinging shovels round, sun beating on me. You look, you know, mirrors, so I come in to grab my squash and my drink that sat here, and I look in the mirror and I'm like a mess. My hair's all over the place and I'm just red like a beetroot, and sweat's rolling down my face and my t-shirt's soaking wet. You know, one of those days. So, you know, you've had your shower, you've had your tea's settled down nicely, and it's time for a beer. And this is really good. This is a really good beer. juicy, drinkable, lovely tin pineapple. Like you've opened a tin of tin pineapple and you just drunk the syrup out of the tin, you know, that lovely syrupy sweet pineapple juice. Lovely, absolutely lovely. Yeah, it's going down quick, this one. Little bit of orange peel, a little bit of fleshy blood orange going on. Little bit of bitterness on the back end. But I want to talk to you about Kveik yeast. I mean, a lot of you who are into the channel will completely know what Kveik yeast is. It's a Norwegian yeast strain that's very, very fast fermenting. I mean, literally the moment you put the yeast in the wort, it almost gets to work immediately. It's a very quick livener. It gets going. Apparently, I've never touched a fermenter. Apparently the fermenters get quite warm with the amount of action that the yeast is causing with the beer. It's really kind of working that kind of turning that sugar into alcohol really, really quickly. And it finishes very, very quickly as well. It's kind of like starts quickly, finishes quickly, job done. But because it's so aggressive and because it's so kind of like the nature of the yeast, it offers some really lovely flavours. It really does. There's a certain dryness that comes through. There's a little bit of kind of like a grapey taste coming through. It's a little bit peppery, spicy. I do like the flavour from the yeast. It's offering something extra in the beer. And I think that's why this Kveik yeast is very popular. That's why a lot of brewers like to use it these days, is because they can, of course, if the yeast is doing the work a lot quicker, then of course they can churn the beer out quicker, can't they? Because the beer's sitting there, literally free rent, isn't it, until it goes out the door. So you want it out the door as quickly as possible. So that's the kind of benefit of Kveik yeast. But again, another little kind of shout out for 71 Brewing Company. Whenever they seem to put a beer into Lidl, I mean, this is £1.79 a can, and it's an absolute steal. Look at the lovely lacing on the glass. Great drinkability, really lovely and juicy, very drinkable, nicely carbonated. Little bit of sediment there in the bottom of the glass. And if you compare that £1.79 to, you know, your £3 cans of craft beer in maybe Tesco's or Sainsbury's and Morrison's, they start at £3, don't they, for a 440 millilitre can. To take £1.21 off the price of a can and produce something like this, it's testament to 71 Brewing Company, and it's also testament to Lidl to be able to put it on the shelf for that price. And that's why these Lidl craft beer festivals are so popular. Always you find some really good beers, some really, really good beers at this festival. And I really like to find, the other beer was beer Saigon, not Korean, the Vietnamese beer. That was the other one we had recently from Lidl. You find all sorts of weird and wacky beers in Lidl, and that's what I like about it. I like the fact that it's Estrella Damm Keller beer and Estrella Damm Marzen. It's not just your regular Estrella Damm. You know, they've gone over here somewhere. They've gone a bit into the kind of strange wilderness of beer, which is great. It's great because when they bring these into our stores in the UK, I didn't know Estrella Damm made a Keller beer. I had no idea. I had no idea they also made a Marzen. I love the fact that every time you go to Lidl, you get a surprise. There's always something going on. So I'm ready to rate this. Do you really need me to read the side of the can? I'll be very quick with it. Hazy IPA, bursting with citrus notes from the Norwegian Voss Kveik yeast and flavours of grapefruit and pine from a combo of Cascade and Antonum and Columbus hops. Really good brewery, 71 Brewing Company. Really good, reliable, solid brewery that I really like. Met him at a beer festival once. Very talkative, really lovely. Got on like a house on fire. I'm ready to rate this. Mystic Origins. Looks good, smells good, tastes good. Really like this one. Like enough to give it a Stone the Crows 9 out of 10. So 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.